Fiancée's mom demanded I move out of my own house so her daughter could feel like a queen. I said, hell no. I was brushing my teeth when my fiancée's mom said something that made me stop mid-rinse. You'll move out next week so Emily can settle in. She needs to feel like a queen in her new home. I looked at her, toothbrush still in hand, foam dripping down my chin. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. Throwaway account, because my fiancée's sister follows me on my main. Sorry for the length, but I really need to get this off my chest. So, for context, I, 31M, own my house. Bought it 6 years ago after saving through my 20s. It's nothing fancy, but it's mine. Paid off. No mortgage. 3 bedrooms, nice little backyard, quiet neighborhood. My fiancée, Emily, 29F, moved in with me 8 months ago. We've been together 3 years. Engaged for 4 months. Things were great until her mom got involved. Her name's Celeste. If there was ever a walking, talking version of Mother of the Bridezilla, it's her. The moment we got engaged, she started acting like she was the event planner, financial advisor, and life coach of our relationship. It started small. Emily needs her own space in the closet. Fine, I gave up a whole side. Can we repaint the living room? The color doesn't suit her. I let it go. But then came the kicker. Last Sunday we had them over for dinner. Celeste, Emily's dad, quiet, sweet guy, and her sister. Everything was fine, until we were clearing dishes and Celeste casually says, "So, have you decided where you're staying after the wedding?" I blinked. What do you mean? She smiled, like she was already 5 moves ahead. Well, obviously, Emily will need the house to herself for the first few months, to get into her new role, as your wife. You staying here would just get in the way of her feeling like a queen. I genuinely thought she was making a joke. I laughed. Big mistake. Her face dropped and she said, "I don't know what's funny. It's her home now." I looked at Emily, waiting for her to laugh it off. Say her mom was being ridiculous, but she didn't. She just said, "I think it's something we should consider. It's symbolic, A fresh start. My start." Let me repeat that. My fiancée wanted me to move out of the house I own so she could start fresh in a home she didn't pay for, didn't help decorate, didn't even live in until last year. I was stunned. I didn't even argue, just said we'd talk later. They left after dessert. I barely spoke a word. Later that night, I asked her if she was serious. She said yes, that her mom explained how important it is for a bride to feel like she's entering her domain, that she wanted to make her mark. Said it's unhealthy for me to have my old bachelor energy in every room. I reminded her, this isn't just a house, it's my home. My name's on the deed. I paid for every brick. She told me I was being selfish, that true love is about sacrifice. I asked her where I was supposed to go. She shrugged, said maybe I could stay with a friend for a few months. It'll be temporary. That night I slept in the guest room. The next morning I called my brother. Told him everything. He didn't even hesitate. "Dude, you can crash here as long as you want. But seriously, what the hell is going on?" That made me pause because, what the hell was going on? Over the next few days, it got worse. Celeste started dropping by unannounced, with decor samples, furniture catalogs, even a floor plan for renovations, all labeled Emily's home vision. Emily acted like it was completely normal. Said her mom just has strong opinions. I told her I wasn't comfortable with any of it. She called me controlling. The turning point was last Thursday. I came home early from work. Celeste was in the living room. Not Emily, just Celeste, rearranging furniture, talking on speakerphone with someone about gutting the kitchen. I asked her what she was doing. She said she had a key. Emily gave it to her and was just helping get a head start. I lost it. Politely but firmly told her to leave, took the key, changed the locks that night. Emily came home and flipped. Said I was disrespecting her mother. I said her mother was disrespecting me and this house. She said maybe I wasn't ready for commitment, if I couldn't handle a little change. I asked, point blank, "Do you want to live here with me or just take over a house you didn't build?" She didn't answer, just walked into the bedroom and shut the door. That night I made a decision. Next morning, I called a lawyer. drew up a cohabitation agreement. Basically said, this house is mine. You live here as my guest, not a co-owner. No claim to the property. If we get married, it remains mine, unless we agree otherwise. I printed it out and left it on the kitchen table. That evening she came home, read it, and said, "So you don't trust me?" I told her I did trust her until she let her mom convince her I should move out of my own home. That's when the trust cracked. She didn't sign it, said she needed time. That was a week ago. She's been staying with her mom ever since. I haven't heard a word. Yesterday I got a text from her sister. "You seriously choosing your house over her?" "No, I'm choosing self-respect over being steamrolled." Update 1. So yeah, it's been a ride. Thanks for the comments and support. Honestly, didn't expect this to blow up. As for Emily, she finally reached out, said she overreacted and wants to talk. We're meeting tomorrow. I don't know what I'll say yet, but I know this much. This house isn't just a building. It's where I learned to stand up for myself. And no one, not even someone I love, gets to take that from me. We'll update after the talk. Update 2, the talk and the truth. We met at a coffee shop 2 blocks from my house. Neutral ground. I got there early, half hoping she wouldn't show. Half hoping she would. She showed up 10 minutes late, looking tired. No makeup. Hoodie, hair in a bun, not her usual Instagram perfect look. She sat down, didn't even order anything. Just stared at me for a second and said, "You really changed the locks?" I didn't say anything at first, just nodded. She gave this short, humorless laugh. "So that's how we're doing things now?" I asked her, "Is this how you saw things going? Because I didn't." She took a breath and leaned in, quieter this time. "Look, I talked to my mom. She realizes she overstepped." I raised an eyebrow. "She realized that, or you told her?" Silence. Then she said, "I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I thought it was just a symbolic thing, like clearing the energy." I cut her off. "Kicking me out of my own house so you could clear the energy?" She said, "That's not how I meant it. I felt like everything in the house was yours. The paint, the furniture, even the smell. I didn't feel like it was mine, too." I told her, "That's something we could have talked about, worked through together, but you didn't want to work through it. You wanted me gone." She didn't deny it, just looked down at her hands and said, "I know." We sat in silence for a minute. People were laughing at a nearby table, the smell of espresso and croissants in the air. Weird how normal the world felt when mine was cracking. Then I asked her straight, "Did you ever plan to actually contribute to the house?" She looked up at me, blinking fast. "What do you mean?" "I mean, were you planning to pay into the mortgage, the property taxes, anything?" Her answer came too fast. "Of course." I leaned back. "There is no mortgage, Emily. It's paid off. You knew that." She froze. I think that's when it hit her. This wasn't just about furniture or paint colors. This was about control. I slid the cohabitation agreement across the table. Same copy I printed last week. She didn't even touch it. Just looked at me and said, "If I sign that, it's like I don't matter." I looked her right in the eye and said, "No. It's like you respect what I built before you got here. It's like you understand this isn't a fairy tale where you move in, redecorate, and suddenly own everything." She didn't cry. Emily's not the crying type, but her voice shook when she said, "So that's it? I sign this or we're done?" I said, "No, you respect this or we're done." She picked up her bag, stood up, paused, then said, "You're choosing a house over me." I told her, "No, I'm choosing a life over a lie." She left. Update 3 today. It's been 3 days, no texts, no calls. Her sister posted a cryptic quote on IG. "Some people don't know what they have until it's gone." I know exactly what I had. I had someone who saw me as an obstacle to her fantasy life. Someone who let her mother treat me like a placeholder. And now? Now I have my home back, quiet, clean, peaceful. Not sure what the future holds, but I know one thing. I'm never giving up something real just to make someone else feel like a queen. Final update, 3 weeks later, she came back, but it was too late. 3 weeks, that's how long it took for the silence to break. It was a Wednesday afternoon. I'd just gotten back from a run, sweaty, headphones in, mind clear for once. There was a knock on my door. I opened it, expecting a package, but it was her. Emily, hair down, wearing one of my old hoodies, the one she used to borrow and never give back. She looked smaller somehow. Not physically, but like something had deflated inside her. Like she wasn't holding herself together with curated confidence and Pinterest dreams anymore. "Hey," she said, barely above a whisper. I didn't say anything, just stepped aside. She walked in like she'd never left, eyes scanning the room. Everything was the same, but different. Her coat wasn't on the hook, her shoes weren't by the door, her perfume didn't linger in the air anymore. "This feels weird," she said, sitting on the edge of the couch. "Like visiting a place I used to live in a past life." I stayed standing. She looked up at me. "I've been thinking a lot about everything, about how I acted." Still, I said nothing, let her speak. She went on. "I think I let my mom's voice become mine, like somewhere along the way. I forgot what I actually wanted. And I think, no, I know, I hurt you. I tried to control something that wasn't mine to control. I made your house feel like a war zone. And I'm sorry." Her voice cracked on the word sorry. "Then, I read the agreement, the one you left. It's fair, more than fair. I didn't want to feel like a guest in the place I called home. But I forgot it was your home. You let me in, you trusted me, and I threw that in your face." I finally spoke. "So what are you here for, Emily?" She looked up. "To say I'm sorry, not to ask for anything, not to move back in, just to tell you you were right." That hit harder than I expected. Then she pulled something from her purse, the signed agreement. I signed it, not because I want anything now, but because if I ever get the chance to earn my way back into your life, I want to do it right. She left it on the coffee table, stood up, walked to the door, paused, hand on the knob. "I still love you," she said, "but I love the person you are more, and I won't try to shrink him again." She walked out. Now today. It's been another week since she showed up. I haven't called her, haven't texted, but I still think about what she said, about how she left without expecting anything in return, about how sometimes people do change, but not always in time. Maybe we'll talk again. Maybe we won't. But I know this. I'm not the same man who stood in that kitchen, wondering if he was crazy for wanting to stay in his own home. And next time someone tries to make me feel like I need to leave in order for them to shine, I'll remember I am the damn house, and queens don't rule by kicking out the king who built the kingdom.